Okay, for those that aren't used to working with Dropbox, I'm going to show you a few things quick about how to work with Dropbox. So, the first time that you ever go to this, you're going to want to probably do this on your computer. Uh, it is available on iPad and smartphones and everything, but it's a lot easier to set up the account and get everything started on your computer to start with. So, the first time ever, just Google Dropbox, and basically, there is a Dropbox for Business or there is the regular Dropbox. Dropbox for Business is very expensive. It's meant for large businesses to use. So the Dropbox here, basically uh, there is a free version which gives you up to, I believe, 2 gigabytes, and then you can earn some space after that for some different things that you do. Or there is the paid version. It's $99 a year for up to a terabyte. The free version is fine to start out with for quite a while until you get beyond 2 gigabytes. So go ahead and sign up. I've already signed up, so just do everything, agree to the Dropbox terms, and hit sign up for free. Once you do that, since I am already signed up, I can't show you the next step, but basically I believe it goes to the installer right away and it installs onto your computer, and that is perfectly fine to go with. So once it's been installed, it will show up on the top here like this, and basically there is the installed version up here. This is the icon that's for Dropbox. If for Macs, it shows up on the top bar up here. For PCs, it shows up down in the corner. So once you do this, there's the installed version or there is the online version. I'll show you the difference between the two. So first of all, the installed version is wonderful to work with. It works exactly like the rest of your computer. It's on your Finder button over here. When you go over here, it's up at the top here, and it acts just like everything else. My desktop, your applications, all that kind of stuff. It acts all the same as everything else. So I'm going to go back up to Dropbox, and basically here you can actually, move things around. You can, take and put them into different files. You can drag them wherever you want to drag them. So if I was to drag that out into there, it automatically goes, and that's one of the big differences between this and the online version as far as being ease of working and especially working out to your computer, and I'll show you that in just a second here. So if I wanted to take the whole thing out, I could just drag it off and put it onto my desktop or whatever file, or I could go over to where my documents are, or wherever you have things saved, you can do that. So that's all there. Now the online version. And the nice thing is when you go to it on your computer, once you have the installed version, when you go here, it automatically recognizes your account. So it will automatically take me into my files. So once it comes up here, all right, once it comes up, you can work with things in here too. Like I said, they just kind of work a little bit differently. The one thing that I do use for is for sharing. There is a share button on the installed version. I have found oftentimes that it doesn't actually go through that way then. So the online version works much better for that. So if I wanted to send an invitation to this, I would go over to the share on the side here. There's 2 ways to work with this. There's inviting people to collaborate, or there's sending a link. The difference between the two is that inviting people to collaborate allows them to change anything in the files, which is wonderful if you're all working on the same thing together and you want to work on the same Word document or whatever when you're working on it. It will automatically sync with everybody's computers that's doing whatever on it, and if you add files into it, it will automatically show up on the other people's computers also. But the danger is that you can change things. So if you don't intend for the people to be able to change things, you don't want to use that. And also, if people delete it out of there, sometimes a lot of people get confused and they think they're just deleting it off their own computer when they take it out of there. They don't realize that they're deleting it off of everybody's computer. So this is a dangerous one. You need to know that the people understand Dropbox and how it works, and you trust that they will do if they should be changing things or not on the documents that are in it. So that's the invite people to collaborate. If you don't and you want to make sure that all they do is get the information and then they can do whatever they want with it after that, is to send a link. So I'm going to do that, and that's what we're doing in the class here. The send a link, when it comes up, basically you put in the email, and we found out this morning that it works best to put a space between each of these when you put them in, so you just space to the next person and start typing the next one. I'm just going to send it to myself to show you what happens. So if I send the link, it automatically comes up here and tells me that that it's been shared, and you maybe heard my phone buzz. It automatically told me on my phone, on my email, and on my Dropbox that it was sent also. So when I go over to my email now, basically it sends me the link there. I'm going to open this and go to click here to view the files. Mine's going to act a little differently because these files did originally belong to me, and I'm on my own computer, so it automatically took me to my Dropbox. Yours is going to come up and ask you whether or not you want to download it, and you do. So once you click download, it's going to have an option to either zip the file or to put it into your Dropbox. I tried this morning to see if the zip would work and just go straight to the computer, but it told me that the file was too big, so it depends on the size of the file. It asked me to please put it into the Dropbox. So choose the Dropbox, have it installed first before you try to do that, and then put it into your Dropbox. I found this morning that it goes instantly to my phone, so that acts a lot quicker than my computer does. So once you have this all set up, I would install it on your phone and iPad and wherever else you want it. And the nice thing is you have multiple computers you can download it on or install it on, and all of your files will always be on all of those computers synced, which is wonderful. You can work on them when they're offline also, so when I'm working on my own computer, I could work on documents here if I was sitting in the middle of the park, and when I get to a wireless connection, then it will automatically sync with it, just that file. So it's really nice, and it will automatically sync then to any other device that's been connected to it. And the nice thing too is if I was at, say, my friend's house and I wanted to look at my files and say, hey, look at my pictures that I had, I can go to the online version then, and it won't actually install on their computer, and I can just show them the pictures, which is really nice to work with. If they, by the way, if they have a Dropbox account too, and you wanted to show something, you would go to theirs and sign them out, and all it does is sign you out of the online version. It didn't sign me out up here, so I could still go up there, but this is how, if someone else had something installed on theirs, you could look at your own stuff on their computer and it won't automatically put into their Dropbox. That's kind of nice too. And the really nice thing about this too, like I don't remember if I said, but is that it's not only on my computer, but it's also automatically backed up in the cloud at Dropbox. So you always have a backup of your work, and that's wonderful to be able to work with.